Hello, my name is Connor Burns and welcome to my documentary, Making of the Broken. Just to tell you a little bit about myself, I'm 21 years old and I love filmmaking, I love art, I love journalism. I've always wanted to do filmmaking since a young age, since about the age of 9. I've always loved films and always been obsessed with writing films, and I've really wanted to become a film director. But basically, I'm going to tell you why I'm here today. This is Making of the Broken. It's a documentary which I'm making for my HND second year, and it is a documentary based on a short drama series that we're doing called Memoirs of the Broken. And that is produced by my production company, Misfits Media, where I work as producer and assistant creative director. I'm just going to tell you a little bit about where the idea for Memoirs of the Broken came about. About 2 years ago, I lost my mum to breast cancer, and it hit my family in a big way. We weren't expecting it at all. It was 3 years ago she was diagnosed, but we really believed in our hearts that she was going to fight it, and she did. She fought like a champion. That's why I admire my mum so much, why I love her so much. She's a true hero to me, a true inspiration. She's the reason why I'm here today. And when she died, a part of me died, and I was really lost. I had no idea how to cope, how to go on with life, because anytime I worried, anytime I had a bad thought, felt sad, I always came to her. And now that she was gone, and I'd never see her again, it really left a hole in my heart. And for about a year after that, I ignored my grief. I tried to get on with life as if it never happened. There's times I actually forgot that she was dead. I'd find myself trying to call her and stuff, and trying to go up and see her, and that the realization that she wasn't there was so hard hitting that it eventually sent me into a mental breakdown. One day I just woke up and everything just hit me. I had a dream that she had returned to my life and said everything's okay now, but that obviously wasn't true. And it was a milestone in my life, because I finally admitted that I needed help. So I went to see a grief counsellor, and I wasn't really sure about that, because I didn't like talking about my grief to my family, let alone a stranger. But I would have went and for 2 sessions, and she wouldn't even talk. We would have sat there in silence, and she really showed me how patient she was and why she was there, and that she wasn't there to investigate my life, to see why is this kid coming to see me. She was really understanding, and eventually I opened up my life like a book there, and told her everything that was going on, all the bad thoughts that were going through my head, all the worries. Even no one else knows this, but I was considering suicide, because it was such a hard impact in my life. And I know the people around me, my mum would be like screaming at me right now. It was like, don't do this. But I couldn't help how I felt at the time, and I'm so glad that I had that breakthrough, because if I didn't, I'd be still ignoring it today. And without a lot of the friends that I've made now, I've made a lot of new friends in the past year, and without them and my family supporting me, it's safe to say I wouldn't be here anymore.
Well, Memoirs of the Broken is it's a 5-piece series going through each stage of grief. It's basically focusing about how someone, you know, is dealing with losing a loved one. So we kind of want to not only project how it affects the whole family and, you know, everyone related to that person. You kind of want to, you know, show them the mindset they're going through. You want to show what they're thinking, do you know what I mean? Because usually with this sort of thing, you just kind of see how it affects them emotionally, but you want to see how it affects them mentally as well. So that's what Memoirs of the Broken's about.
It's basically about 5 stages of losing someone you really, really love. It's going to be a very emotional roller coaster ride. Basically, it's going through all the stages from, you know, anger, denial, acceptance, all that kind of stuff.
The company was for a while trying to seek out a more long-term project, something that we could dig our teeth into and really become creative with. So as time went on, Connor, the creator, was secretly working on a wee script, and he finally sort of tidied it up and got his first draft done and sent it to everybody in the company. The founders, Emer and James, really liked it, and then finally it was posted online and I got to have a weekend at it myself, and it seemed really interesting.
I just wanted to be really creative and really hard hitting. Because I started business, usually people will look to me because I usually like overlook things, but this is the one thing I get to kind of take a step back and let Connor take control. So this time I just kind of, I want to just give it from an outside point of view. I want to just put my creative input on it, but you know, that will suit the project, that will evoke the emotion, because I'm a cinematographer, so like my job is usually, basically it's just going to use the lighting to set the mood and kind of give people a hint of what's going on. So that's what I want to bring to the project, is creativity and, you know, just really invoke that emotion.
My crew members usually say that I'm the really creative one, which I don't really know that myself, though they say I am. So hopefully I can you know, throw out some really interesting ideas and just make this program look as good as it can be. I'm going to try and get the actors to, you know, just make it look like they're going through this for real. You know, I won't be happy if someone is only giving it 90%. I want 100%. I want them on screen, you know, like it's really happening to them. Just to, you know, to give off how, you know, how people, like, you know, deal with loss. And yeah, I'm going to really push for that.
We need someone who can stand in front of us, audition and make it believable, and that's what we're really looking for. We've had a lot like that so far, like we've had a lot of people who are just really emotional, but it's just finding the right people now. They fit the roles perfectly, that is believable, natural, and you can see some people in their eyes that they've gone through that loss, they've gone through someone really close to them, like, so we just have to find someone who has experienced that so they can portray it properly on screen.
The story was really heartfelt and in-depth. It was like written from personal experiences, so you could kind of tell that it'd be very easy to get that message across, and a lot of people would understand it for the reason that it came from somebody's own feelings, so they can kind of sympathise along with the story and the plot.
Some of these people haven't experienced loss. Well, they probably experienced loss, but not someone really, really, really close to them. And then there's people who have, and watching over the audition tapes, I can tell automatically who has experienced this, and who hasn't. But it's just interesting to see how people portray, you know, how they think they would deal with it, you know, and yeah, it's really interesting.
Listen, you don't ever have to worry about being alone. I'm not like the others. I'm here until the end. Because I love and care for you. I will never understand how I felt losing her, but I knew your mum, and I know how strong she'd want you to be.
Not just for you, but for everyone around you.
I can't imagine the pain you're going through. But I know you.
And I know you can overcome and rise above. Because that's who you are.
I'm sorry for crying, Mum. But I just can't believe you're gone. You promised me you would always love me and be there for me. And now I'm never going to see you again. It hurts so bad, Mum. It hurts so much. I can barely breathe. You were my hero and I had the best mum in the world. What's left for me now? I'll stay strong for Dad, Jerome, Celia. But I'll never be happy again. The happy Jacob died with you. I know what death feels like right now, and will do for the rest of my life. I felt it since you stopped breathing. It feels like someone ripped my heart out of my chest and replaced it with a sharp knife. I love you, Mum, but I can't be myself again. I think I got on fairly well. I did have a good few 10 minutes beforehand to kind of go over the script. Well, I was given more time to go over the script, but I didn't get a chance until kind of the last minute. But it was fairly relaxed. It was just one person sitting as we went through it. It was Connor, and you had plenty of time maybe to go over it and stuff, plenty of opportunities to try and develop the character that I was trying to get the part for. But there was 2 separate monologues which kind of helped show as much different emotion as possible. They try and portray the character as deeper and as best as possible.
To be honest, I feel I could have done much better. The day I happened to pick to do the audition, there was so much going on that it left my mind in about 12 different places. So when it came time to actually do the audition, my brain wasn't where it should have been. If I had more time to prepare, I feel I could have done so much better.
The audition itself was a last minute thing, but I did it because I actually quite like acting. I used to run about my house and do it. So I decided it could be an experience, I may as well go for it.
Everybody's going through times in their life and they can kind of draw from them situations that they've been in and try and show how they try and portray from their own emotions, how that would feel for somebody else, both in reflection of the character and just reflecting upon the audience. And I think we could capture that fairly well.
I'd be so happy to play this role because the character herself is a complex character full of emotions that I myself have lived through. So I don't feel I would be looking to play this part, looking for some inspiration. I've lived through so many different scenarios that I could draw on myself. I've been the lowest of the low and the highest of the high and everything in between. So I believe I could take this vision that someone has created and bring her to life the way she should be.
I myself know what it's like to be in a bad place, and I have gotten through it. And reading that script, it kind of reminded me that I too could be strong and get through it. So really, I have my emotion to bring to it, and emotion is a beautiful thing, and this is a beautiful piece, so it should get what it deserves.
From the backstory of it, you could tell that there were parts from it, but you can't really. It's hard to sort of see the same person that you would know in that. At that time, they're almost a different person. There are things they're going through and what stage their life is at then. It's hard to kind of pick out one person in a different situation and sort of picture them in that place at that time. It's the same probably goes for everybody. But a little bit you could maybe take away, you could maybe see about the character, but not in full depth.
They do say when you write a really good story, there's a bit of you that goes into every single area. Doesn't matter if he's writing about a girl or a boy, he puts a bit of him into everyone. And that's one of the reasons I would love to do this, because it's real. It's, you know, you can tell he didn't just come up with this out of thin air. He really thought about this, and I would be honoured to be part of it.
I could see Connor in it. The story is, it's, again, I'm going to repeat this word, but it is beautiful, and something that beautiful has come from the heart. So it has. It's come from Connor.
We're all really excited because this is probably the biggest project we've done so far, but it's also kind of a roller coaster because you know, we're excited about getting started filming and all, but then when you do auditions and see people get really emotional, it's kind of hard hitting as well. And when you actually just sit back and think about what we're actually doing, like, it's kind of emotional, it's hard hitting, do you know what I mean? And when we're all sitting about talking about it, everyone's kind of putting on their own input of their own experience, so it's emotional. It's a mixture of excitement and sadness and emotion, and you know, it's a roller coaster. There's days, like, because it's an important project for us all, and because it's so close to everyone, there's days where you do get stressed out. Like, even last week, Connor was just freaking out because he just want to get the project pushed on and all, and you know, it's hard having to watch the director, like, because it's so close to Connor as well. So like, Connor's getting stressed out, he wants it all done, he wants everyone to like just work together, and because we're all separated and we're all doing something really different, it's hard for us to communicate and stuff. But I think we'll get there. But there's days where it's really emotional and really stressful and frustrating, but we love the project so much that we're not going to stop no matter how frustrating it gets.
Knowing Connor, he is basically stripping himself down to the bare bones and putting his heart on his sleeve, and you know, I totally respect Connor for that. It's not easy, you know, getting over something like this and then portraying it in a film. So yeah, I have so much respect for Connor, and you know, I'm really, really proud of him for, you know, just having the guts and just being brave enough to put it out there and say, you know what, I went through hell, but I'm going to show people that it's okay. It will be alright. You know what I mean? You may go through hell, you'll go through the 5 stages, but at the end of it, you'll come out, you know, you'll come out a better person.
It's hard sometimes because, like, when we first met Connor, it's this like nice, happy, go-lucky guy, just bubbly, and then, like, you know, we find out about this really hard thing happening in his life, you know, and you have to have respect because he's just dropping himself there, and he's just, you know, opening himself for the world to see. And it's not easy for people to do that, for them to put their own experience down on a piece of paper, you know, and he's going to have to go through all that process of filming and stuff, and he's just so dedicated about it, like, and you just have to have respect for someone like that. Like, Connor is just a role model because he's showing people, like, it's okay, like, I can get through it, so can you. I have a wonderful life now, but, you know, I'll never forget about her, I'll always love her, but it will get better. Time will heal, so you can just get past it and get on with it and stuff, but it doesn't mean you have to forget about that person, you know what I mean? It's hard at the start, but it will get better. So I think Connor putting himself online like that, like, it's a pretty big thing to do you know what I mean? And I'm sure it's really emotional for Connor too, but yeah, you definitely have respect for someone who's willing to do that.
Yeah, you never do get over, like I said, get over a loss of someone, but you know, you learn to deal with it, and that's what Connor's done. And you know, I just, you know, I love the guy for it. You know, he's, if you've ever met Connor, everybody would tell you he's just the nicest, optimistic guy you've ever met, and he's been through so much, but still, you know, he's just one of the best guys I've ever met. So yeah, I'm so proud of him. So that's all.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for watching and listening to my personal journey, a journey filled with struggle, heartbreak, loss and redemption. I am forever grateful for my friends, family and crew members' participation in this video, and I hope and pray the Memoirs of the Broken will kick off and we make something special. I wanted to conclude my documentary with this closing message. I want you all to know why exactly, the true meaning behind why I've made this documentary, why I'm making Memories of the Broken. Yes, I want to make a film, but my mum was such an important figure in my life. I don't know what to do without her. She will always be in my heart, in my mind, in my soul, all around me. I will never, ever feel the same again. But this video is a tribute to her memory. A memory which is so beautiful and so overwhelming that words cannot describe. I love you, Mum. This is for you.